Hey everyone, and welcome to a new video, and I'm super excited for this one because today I have a beauty haul for you. In case you didn't know, I just got back from Rome. In fact, by the time you're seeing this video, I've been back for a little while, but I went to Rome during fall break. It's a city I'd never been to before, and I did tons of sightseeing, and it was just a fabulous time. But one thing I of course had to do while I was in Italy was to shop some makeup because they have Sephora over there. And that's a store that we don't get here, so tons of brands that we don't get here as well. So I went about and shopped at Sephora, then I also found a Kiko, and I found an Italian drugstore, beauty store called La Gardenia, and they also had some bits that I picked up there. So there's quite a bit here, and that's why I think we should just get straight into it. So the first bag I'm going to take you through is what's in my little Kiko bag. Let me start with the Kiko bits, and I picked up three little things here. The first thing I picked up is a Bright Duo Baked eyeshadow, and this is in the shade number 12. And just to tell you, just to give you a heads up, I haven't photographed any of this yet. So I can't swatch anything for you because I first have to take pictures of everything. And this is what that looks like. So it's a duo purple baked shadow, and at the top you have like a brighter purple with like a nice almost blue toned, well, pinky toned iridescent to it, and then you have a darker, more gray, like deep plum shade at the bottom. And then I also bought this. This is the Shade Fusion Trio blush in number 05, and this is a matte blush, which looks like this, and it just has like 3 shades, and it has this really nice like dusty mauve kind of shade. I love these kind of blush shades for fall, so I think I'll be getting a lot of wear out of it around this time of year. The last thing I picked up is the Sparkling Trail eyeshadow in 06, and I thought this looked really interesting. This is from a limited edition collection right now. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I hope the camera picks up on it. But even the packaging, the gray in here has like a pinky purple shift to it, and that's actually the shade that the stick has itself as well. And what I actually did in store was I swatched this on my hand, and then I put some of that lighter purple eyeshadow on top of it, and that was a great effect because the purpley shade, the lighter purpley shade in the duo that I showed you, matches really nice with the shift that this has. So it's a really nice pairing. So those are the only Kiko bits that I bought, and everything else that's in here is by The Balm. And I picked up 3 of their face products, and the first thing I bought is the Balm Desert Bronzer, and I heard great things about this being a really nice light matte bronzer, so I can't wait to start using that. And then I also bought the Instain blush in Houndstooth. I already have one of these in Lace, and that's a very bright pinky shade, and this is a lot more muted and a lot more like dusty rose, which again, these are my favorite kind of shades for fall time. But these are very insanely pigmented, and they do kind of stain your cheeks as well, so it's like if you wear a cream blush, that idea, but this is a powder form. And then I bought one of the Balm classics. This is the Hot Mama blush. This is something I never really looked into because a lot of people compare this to NARS's Orgasm, which in the pan, it reminds me of Orgasm, definitely, but I find that the sheen in this is a lot more golden, and where Orgasm is a bit in between a pink and a peach for me, and this is much more peach tone. So I would compare this more to Benefit's Coralista, but this is a lot more shiny and has a lot more sheen than the Coralista one. And since that is one of my all-time favorite blushes, I think I'll be getting a lot of use out of this, but this is more of like a summertime blush for me. And then I bought Nude Dude. I have the Nude Dude palette, which to be quite honest, I don't use all that much, but I do really like the Balm's shadow formula. And this is just a lot more warm toned than the other one, which is why I like it. And there's just a couple of shades in here, such as Funny and Flirty, and also Friendly. Those are all really nice shades, and I think I'll be able to get a lot of wear out of those ones. On to the majority of this haul. This is all of the Sephora stuff I bought, and I had quite the wish list, so there is quite a bit here. So don't shout at me like, oh my god, you spent all your money on makeup. In fact, I did. I didn't really buy anything else apart from makeup, you know? So, the first thing that's in here, though, is not for me. This is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, and my best friend actually wanted to try this, and I promised her that if I'd find it, I would bring it back for her. So the first thing in here isn't even mine. And the first thing I got was a new NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is in the shade Vanilla. I used to have Custard, but I thought it was a bit too yellow and a bit too dark for me most of the year, and I think that Vanilla is a much more universal shade for my skin tone, and I ran out of my Custard one, so I needed a new one. I bought one Urban Decay thing, and I didn't really buy too much Urban Decay because we can now get it here, but this had been on my wish list for such a long time, and this is the Beach Bronzer in Sunkissed. This is the lighter toned of the two, and it has a slightly like brick red, reddish undertone. And then another bronzer that I bought is the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion, and this is in the shade 20M. I wasn't very sure what shade to get, but a lot of people are raving about this product as it being one of their favorite bronzers. And again, it's matte, and it's a very light tone as well. It's very neutral too. I also picked up a Too Faced Sweethearts Perfect Flush Blush in the shade Peach Beach. And I bought this because I heard, what's her name again, Emily Noel here on YouTube talk about this shade, like how it would be universally flattering for everyone, and I don't have any Too Faced blushes, and I do have a dupe, like a cheap alternative to the Too Faced blush bronzers from I Heart Makeup, and I absolutely love that. So I figured, why not try this? And this is a very light shade, and it's incredibly shimmery, so it's not necessarily something that I go for a lot, but I think this will be great either as a blush topper or on its own, and then you wouldn't even need highlight. The next Too Faced item that I bought is the Love Flush Blush in the shade Baby Love. And again, this had been on my wish list for such a long time. I initially wanted to get a different shade by judging from the swatches online, but when I spotted this in real life, I was like, I have to have that. Again, it's a very subtle, dusty rose shade, and those are just my favorite blush shades to wear, and I've heard great things about these blushes, and I can't wait to try this. More cheek products. I very randomly bought a NARS Albatross highlighter. This wasn't on my wish list. In fact, this was a complete spur-of-the-moment decision. I had actually never thought I'd like this, which is why I never really looked into it. I never even swatched it in stores when I did come across it, but when I did this time, I just decided to give it a swatch, and I fell in love. In the pan, it just looks like a yellowy white powder, but the beauty of this comes out when you swatch it. It turns very white at first, and then when you blend it out, it becomes this like super intense golden sheen, and nothing of the powder is there anymore. So I'm not sure how this works, but this is a very interesting formula. Then an item that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to find in Italy was the Hourglass products. I think that's new to Italy because it wasn't on the website that they would have this, but they do. And I bought a ambient lighting powder in Diffused Light, which is the lightest shade in the powder section, I think, that they do. It's a like whitish but with a yellow undertone powder, and I bought this to set my entire makeup with this. Another complete spur-of-the-moment splurge item. I got myself the new NARS Cheek Studio palette, that's what it's called, and it contains the Paloma Contour Blush palette, a Laguna bronzer, and then it has 4 different blush shades. 3 of them are just numbered, 1, 2, 3, and then Golue, I think, is the name of the last blush. And this is what it looks like. And I just thought, I do tend to travel quite a bit, even if I don't go on vacation. I do stay over at my parents' place quite a bit because they don't live very close to me. And how perfect is it to take this with you? Actually, I had 2 spendy trips at Sephora, and each trip I got a freebie from Makeup Forever. I got the Excessive Lash Mascara to try out, and the Aqua XL Eye Pencil in a black shade, so I'm really stoked about these and to give those a little try. And then last but not least, I have 2 more eyeshadow palettes. I really wanted to have the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette, even though the packaging of this is atrocious. I mean, it's pink with hearts. I mean, this is not my thing. But why I wanted to have this is because of the shade selection inside. Let me try not to blind you with the mirror. This has mostly cool neutral tones with a few pops of pink, purple, and like a really nice like deep grayish blue shade right there. So you can do a smoky look with this if you want to, but what I like about this is because of all of the natural shades that are in here, as well as the two highlighters. Those I think will just be perfect on my skin tone. And then the last item I bought is this Makeup Forever Artistic Palette, and this is the limited edition palette for Christmas that they do. I've never tried much by Makeup Forever. I think I have one of their eyeshadow pencils, and now I have one of their bronzers and a few other bits to try. But I've heard so many great things about their eyeshadows, but a single pan of Makeup Forever Artist Shadow is like $25.50, and that's a lot of money to try something out. So these are all shimmery, but they do have some incredibly stunning shade, and I think that with my brown eyes, all of these shades will look flattering on me, and I think this will just be a great opportunity for me to try some Makeup Forever eyeshadows, and I do really like the packaging that way. Alright, that's it. That's everything that I bought. I know it's a very spendy haul, but then again, I don't have a Sephora just right next to me. I actually have to go to a different country to find one, or I have to make very expensive orders online. So this was perfect for me, and I got quite a few things that have been on my wish list for quite some time. Without further ado, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and leave a comment down below to let me know which items you would like me to review first, because I'm of course going to slowly make my way through all of these items and review them for you on my blog. So yeah, and if you would not like to miss any future videos of mine, please make sure you subscribe. I upload new videos every single Sunday. I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!